Hey folks, welcome back to the Beer Ranch Garage. I'm going to give you a quick video today on a very specific issue pertaining to these, what is this, longitudinally mounted 2.0 Audi VW engines, I guess Audi's engines, that use a high pressure fuel pump. These fuel pumps are notorious for being hard to get to these bolts. And so the way this sits on the back of the engine right here, very likely that you're going to drop this bolt. And if you're trying to find where your bolt went for your high pressure fuel pump, let me show you the likely culprit where it went. So the fuel pump sits about like this, and that bolt goes right up through this fuel line into the fuel pump. And to get to the bolt, you have to stick your extension and your socket, triple square socket, up to the back of the motor and up to get to that bolt. And what happens all the time, and you know, I've done this job a few dozen times, and it's been at least a couple times now where the bolt drops back out. And I have been using the magnetic tool, but sometimes you just hit it the wrong way and the bolt drops in the back of the engine. When that happens, there's a specific spot on this engine where that bolt loves to find itself. Let me bring you in to the driver's side of the engine. And so here's your oil cooler. And let me see if I can get some light on here. It's your oil cooler, your oil filter housing. And you can see how hard it is to see, but if you follow your oil filter housing back, there is a crank sensor, and then there's a cavity behind and above that crank sensor. You have to stick your finger up and behind this crank sensor, and a lot of times this fuel pump bolt will lodge itself into this cavity behind and above that crank sensor. And get your finger and poke it up there, and you'll feel the bolt nestled between the block and the crank sensor. All right, folks, so just a little bit better visual aid. I know the shot in the car is kind of hard to see. And of course, I would have the exact same type of engine block sitting on a shelf. So I might as well just show you this way. It's a lot easier. We're going to take this bolt here. It's not the exact bolt we're talking about, but it's kind of a close simile. And this is the driver's side of the engine block. This is where the oil cooler assembly goes in. And then this is where your crank sensor is. And so when this fuel pump bolt falls, it just kind of nudges itself over here. And it's really hard to see from the bottom or the top. You got to kind of get your finger in there and feel for it a lot. And so that's the area you should check out. Let me get you in really close so you can kind of see the detail that I'm talking about. And we're talking about right here. There's like a little cranny there. Anyway, that is the area we're talking about. All right, so back to the video. So it's happened to me a couple times. You just cannot see it from the top or bottom. You have to feel for it. So if you drop that bolt and you look around everywhere, can't find it, work your way over here and you might find it over here. Anyway, folks, so that's my quick little tip. I know that was really hard to get on film, but if you're looking for this little bugger, and this isn't really something you can easily replace, you have to buy it at the dealer or go to the junkyard and find it. It's supposed to be one-time use anyway. But if you're trying to finish a job and you can't find this, look in that crevice. So I hope it gives you a little bit of knowledge. If you're having this problem, hope it helps you out. If you've never touched or ever desired touching these motors, I hope you find it interesting and a little bit of entertainment. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, please check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.